I've had an interest in fashion in Japan, including traditional clothing styles, since making this kimono-inspired piece back at school. I wanted to start learning more about kimono and the items associated with it, so I decided it would be a fun project to have a go at making a hakama. Hakama have been around in Japan since about the 6th century, originally based off Chinese imperial court dress. There are two main types of hakama. The type I'm going to make is the lantern style. Traditionally they have 7 deep pleats. For much of Japan's history it was common for men to wear hakama, but they went in and out of fashion for women. After Japan opened its borders to the rest of the world in the 19th century, Western clothes were slowly being adopted. But the government wanted to encourage women to start wearing Western clothes other than just the men in government wearing it. To encourage the wearing of Western clothes, hakama became a part of a girls' school uniform. The influence of this is seen in the pleated skirts of modern day uniforms. Another reason for the increase of hakama wearing has been suggested that people feared kimono would slip open after sitting on Western style chairs for long periods. Today, hakama is mostly worn for certain sports and by women at formal occasions like graduation, but it is incorporated into street fashion looks by those who want to nod towards Japan's fashion history in their looks. There's a lot of math involved when making a hakama, but I found that these were the basic measurements to help get you started. I know that I didn't have enough material to make the pleat sizes the size they should be, so before I cut the material out I decided to make a rough mock-up of how big the pleats would actually be for the fabric that I had. After ironing everything once, I started sewing the sasahida. The first fold is held in place by sewing just next to the crease of the third fold. Use an invisible stitch to trap the raw edge between the folds. Here's a rough example using paper showing you just how the folds work. This is where you stitch just next to this fold here. So you stitch along this line and then you fold it like this and then you put an invisible stitch here. Before joining the main two panels, I quickly overlocked the raw edges. You sew the side seams up to the base of the sasahida. Once you've sewn the side seams, you give everything an iron again. lastly, the waist ties are made. These are called kimono. Due to the way a hakama is tied, the front ties need to be longer than the back ties. It's important to get the measurements right for the ties as it won't tie properly. I made this mistake first time round and had to make the ties longer. Before attaching the ties to the actual skirt panels, I decided to baste in the pleats just to give some extra security and so I didn't have pins everywhere. This is the finished hakama. I know it's not perfect and there's a lot of things that could be better about it. First of all, make sure you have enough material. It really wasn't quite enough to make it with as little as I had, but I think it's okay and you get the overall look for it. So yeah, as far as a first attempt goes, I'm quite happy with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's inspired you to make something out of your comfort zone as well. I'm proud of what I made, even though there are things I would change about it, but I think that's just the way it is when you're being experimental with your sewing. As always, please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!